Rizal, monuments, memorials, and markers around the world. Dr. Jose P. Rizal is considered by many to be the greatest Filipino hero who ever lived. He opened the eyes of his countrymen to the idea of an independent Philippines, and through his works, provided the impetus for the beginning of a unified revolution against the colonizers. He is well-read and well-traveled, which provided his sharp and enlightened minds a limitless supply of information upon which to draw on the inspiration regarding his plan for his homeland. He was martyred before he could see the dawn of independence shine upon the Philippines, but his monuments around the country continued to stand guard over the freedom that he gave up his life for. The tallest Rizal monument in the world is in Calamba City, the birthplace of the national hero. It is located at the Dr. Jose P. Rizal Plaza in front of the new City Hall complex. There are other Rizal monuments in the city, and two of the more prominent ones are in the Poblacion. One is in front of the old municipal building, and the other one is near the entrance of the Poblacion in an area known as Sampalucan. It is not surprising to find monuments of the national hero dotting his hometown or in different places around the country. But what most Filipinos don't know is that there are also Rizal monuments in different countries around the world. Rizal is a consummate traveler. He imbibes not just the scenery, but also the culture of the places he visits. His travels abroad helped mold his ideas for the motherland. His travels around the world are well known among students of his life and works. We will now travel also around the world to look for monuments, memorials, and markers to our national hero. The first stop will be in Asia, in his home city of Calamba. The tallest Rizal monument in the world can be found here, and it stands watch over the Dr. Jose P. Rizal Plaza in front of the City Hall complex. It was inaugurated on June 19, 2011, the 150th birth anniversary of our kababayan. The monument stands 22 feet tall, which symbolizes the 22 languages that Dr. Rizal spoke fluently. After finishing his medical course at the University of Santo Tomas, Rizal decided to complete his studies in Spain. On May 3, 1882, Rizal departed for Singapore aboard the Spanish steamer Salvadora. The ship reached Singapore on May 9, 1882. He stayed at the Hotel de Paz during the 2 days he spent at the British colony. From Singapore, Rizal boarded the Gemna, a French steamer, which left Singapore for Europe on May 11, 1882. At the Universidad Central de Madrid, Rizal enrolled in medicine and philosophy and letters on November 3, 1882. He also took up art lessons in sculpture and painting at an art school. The Rizal Monument in Madrid is an exact reproduction of the one in Luneta. Rizal stayed in Paris from 1885 to 1886 to observe a renowned doctor treating his patients at a hospital. While in Paris, he stayed at Hotel de Paris but then eventually moved to a more affordable hotel. Rizal went to Paris and Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. He chose this specialization because he wanted to treat his mother's eye condition. On February 3, 1886, Rizal arrived in Heidelberg and worked for the eminent German ophthalmologist Dr. Otto Becker. Rizal spent his summer vacation in Wilhelmsfeld, where he met Pastor Dr. Karl Ulmer. He stayed at Pastor Ulmer's place and they became good friends. Our national hero finished revising the Noli Me Tangere in Berlin. It was also there that the novel was published in 1887 with the help of Rizal's friend Maximo Viola. Ferdinand Blumentritt, an Austrian scholar who studied Tagalog and wrote books and articles about the Philippines, and Rizal finally met in person for the first time. Blumentritt is considered to be Rizal's closest confidant. In Prague, Rizal met with Heinrich Moritz Wilhelm, German botanist and academic. It was said that the two collaborated while the former was exiled in the Pitan. On May 20, 1887, Rizal arrived in Vienna, capital of Austria-Hungary. Rizal was enchanted by the city's beautiful buildings, religious images, and culture. He considered Austria the queen of the Danube. The national hero also went to Switzerland, while in Geneva, Rizal stayed at Hotel Müller. Richard Kissling was the Swiss sculptor who designed and made the Rizal monument in Luneta. He sculpted the monument in Wazin using granite from its mines. Rizal arrived in Rome on June 27, 1887. Despite staying there for only 3 days, he grew fond of the city. He visited several beautiful and historic places, which endeared the city to him. Rizal had a clinic in Hong Kong located at the Aguilar Street. He practiced medicine there from December 1891 to June 1892. His family lived with him while he was there. In Japan, Rizal met and fell in love with Seiko Usui, or O Seisan. In his letter to her, he said that no woman like you has ever loved me. It is said that Rizal's stay in Japan was one among the happiest moments of his life. In April 28, 1888, Rizal left Japan and boarded the Belgic on the way to San Francisco. While in the US, he was able to visit several states including New York and Illinois. He left New York for Liverpool on board the City of Rome on May 16, 1888. Not all of the monuments in this section are in places that Rizal actually visited. Chicago, Illinois. Herman Park, Houston, Texas. Orlando, Florida. Manila Square, Alaska. Maui, Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. After the US, Rizal next traveled to England. He wanted to study the English language more and to annotate the book Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, the book about Philippine history, written by Antonio de Morga. He stayed at the family of Charles Becket at number 37 Chalcott Crescent in Primsmore Hill. Gertrude Becket, the eldest among the 3 daughters of Charles, fell in love with Rizal. Rizal finished writing El Filibusterismo, his second novel, in Brussels, Belgium. He lived in a boarding house at 38 Rue Philippe de Champagne, managed by sisters Suzanne and Mary Jacobi. Our hero had a love affair with the landlady's niece named Suzanne. While in Belgium, Rizal was suffering financial difficulties. He was unable to finance the printing of El Filibusterismo. When his friend Valentin Ventura heard about Rizal's predicament, he offered him money to finance the project. On September 18, 1891, El Filibusterismo was published in Gent. There are places that were not visited by Rizal but have at least one monument in his honor. In Asia, there is one in Zhenjiang City, Fujian Province, China. Though he may not have visited China, Rizal's ancestor came from Fujian, China. Lam Co came to the Philippines in the late 1600s and was baptized Domingo Lam Co. From his line came Jose Rizal's father, Francisco Engracio Mercado. There are also Rizal monuments in Canada, Australia, Peru, and Argentina, a testament to our national hero's influence and recognition not only here in his beloved motherland, but also in several countries abroad.